Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining. Hope you've been having an informative day so far. I'm joined by my colleague, Steve Bish. We're with Arora Engineers and EDI. And today we'll be discussing smart facility operations by rethinking infrastructure. Before we get started, I just want to mention there is a handout you all can get access to through GoToWebinar, so please feel free to open that up and check it out. And then as well, Steve, if you want to unmute yourself and introduce yourself, and then we can kick things off.
Great, thanks, Marco. Yes, Steve Bish, I run our enterprise solutions team, which oversees our Maximo implementations, as well as our mobile technology that Mark and I will be reviewing today.
Awesome. Thank you, Steve. And so we have a pretty packed agenda here, about 30 minutes in the session. So we're going to move through things pretty quickly. Also, please remember you have the ability to ask any questions in the chat, and then we will review and answer as many as we can get to. But we're going to start with just a quick overview of Arora and EDI. Then I'm going to hand it off to Steve to discuss our ESAM solution and Atlas product. We'll discuss a little bit of how one of our customers, Salt Lake City Airport, is leveraging Atlas solution. Give you a bit of a demo about Atlas. We'll jump into some digital twin discussions as well as an indoor GIS conversation, and then open it up for Q&A. So just a little bit about Arora. Arora started essentially as a professional services firm in the engineering space, doing a lot of planning, design work. We have a program in construction management as well as a facility management group. But essentially everything we're going to discuss is within this enterprise solutions section. So Arora Technologies Group, EDI, the asset management arm, and the geospatial group is really what makes up the bulk of that enterprise solutions group. And really just want to bring this up, and it's important. I think at Arora and EDI, we have a very interesting and different view on the facility life cycle, and different challenges associated with being able to enable some of these technologies that we're going to discuss today. And how GIS and geospatial technology really is at the core and forefront of what we do, whether through integrations to allow for better decision making, and then of course what we're discussing today, facility management, things like enhanced monitoring and maintenance, efficient space utilization, safety and security, comprehensive asset management, and how that's leading to client benefits such as cost savings, time efficiency through these data-driven solutions. So with that, Steve, you want to discuss ESAM and Atlas?
Great, thanks, Marco. So real quickly, Arora Atlas. This is an integration and mobile platform that we developed for working with Maximo. And really what we want to point out is what's unique about this is that it's not mobile Maximo. It truly is an integration and mobile platform which integrates with Maximo, but the architecture and structure is really designed so that they can interface with other systems, which we see the long-term vision of where mobile needs to be with organizations is interfacing with other platforms beyond Maximo. And then it's a suite of products, and you can see in the bottom right-hand corner there the different names for each of the products. Fix and Inspects, which is your mobile work order management inspections. Supply is inventory management. Request is a request work order request tool, and then Insights and Connect relate to integrating with other systems. Then as far as ESAM, ESAM is a product that we have developed within EDI, and really what it does, it allows organizations to see a much faster return on their investment with Maximo. Out of the box, Maximo typically requires a large amount of configurations, but we've pre-built these configurations, no customizations with any of this, but we've developed these configurations that allows, again, a client from project initiation to go live, we see as quick as 90 days. And so that ESAM solution is what we are working with our clients, again, to see a quick return on investment and really maximize their investment in Maximo. Marco?
Yep. And so with that, the proof is in the pudding. So I'm just going to quickly discuss how we're supporting Salt Lake City airport before handing it off to Steve to show a quick demo. But essentially with Salt Lake City, the implementation of our ESAM system, this system essentially transformed data management by enabling precise tracking of inventory and maintenance records. Really a game changer in asset management, the way that we look at it, providing deep insights into the ownership cost and of course, overall operational efficiencies, where we've seen through the implementation of ESAM and Atlas, significant reductions really in the time and resources spent on maintaining diverse assets, from large air conditioning units to individual hold room seats, for instance. Where really a notable highlight, like Steve mentioned, was really the rapid implementation, where EDI worked tirelessly to get the system operational in under 90 days, aligning with the new airport opening. And of course, with the addition of our Atlas mobile solution, this really further streamlined Salt Lake City's work order execution and regulatory inspections, where this system was not just a technological upgrade, it's really just a huge leap forward in how airports are managing and maintaining their infrastructure. So essentially what happened here was Salt Lake City, and just some metrics on their success, consolidated 3 terminals into a new central terminal. This in turn increased annual passenger capacity by 50%. As we mentioned, we were able to go from kickoff to go live in this implementation in 90 days. And really one thing I like to highlight here is how Salt Lake City has not had to hire any new staff, even with this growth, because of the technological advance in the solution that we provided them, allowing them to be more efficient. And we're gonna switch it over to Steve now, and he's gonna show you a little bit of how they're using it and what it actually looks like. So over to you, Steve. Just made you presenter. You should have the ability to share your screen.
All right, so let me go to share screen, 1 second. Okay, can you see my screen yet?
I can see your home screen, Steve.
All right, now can you see the Atlas home screen now?
Work order module.
Yep.
All right, floor is yours.
All right, great. Thanks, Marco. Yeah, so this is really the, we're gonna just start on work orders and just kind of talk about the basics of the application. This is the list view, the home screen for work orders. And really what we want to emphasize, the importance that we've learned over the years with user adoption of mobile products, is really the challenges with those that are using the product and user adoption. Most struggle with many mobile products because of the complexity behind them. And what you're going to notice about with the mobile product, Atlas, that it really doesn't focus on Maximo. It really just focuses on the information that's important for a technician, and that is the work order information. And so we've kept it simple. We don't spend much time and information expecting a technician to learn and understand Maximo, but again, keep it simple and really just display and show them the information that is important to them. As well as everything is geospatially connected. So out of the box, Maximo integrates with ArcGIS. So you can see on the right hand of the screen a map of a facility. And then on the left-hand side, you see the work orders. And just a couple pieces I want to point out. What it does is it helps really direct the technician where they need to go. The work orders here on the left have letter designations, which are going to correlate to a location on the map. So when you select a particular work order, it's going to reposition the map and center that location on the map. So you see I selected work order 1013 and it repositioned the map with work order 1013 in the center. And then if I scroll down to another work order, this work order here, 2622, and I select that, once again, it repositions the map on the right-hand side to show the technician where that work is located. So we feel geospatially connected is really a key minimum feature of any mobile product going forward. And out of the box, the Atlas product offers that. As well as some of the other modules. If selecting the hamburger menu over here on the left-hand side, of course, we don't have time to go through all of these. The inspection module for inspections, full inventory management, as well as done through Atlas. And then we have a supervisor module, which we feel is a really key feature. And what it does, most supervisors are working supervisors. And so the challenges with having to assign work orders in the field and not having to go back to an office, a desktop to do that, that's what the supervisor module does. It allows you to take work orders that are waiting to be assigned, do a quick assignment, and get those pushed out into the field quickly to the technicians that will be performing that work. And with that, Marco, I'll turn it back to you.
Awesome, Steve. Thank you. 1 second. Permission. Oh, that should be me. Let me see which screen. Okay. Can you confirm, Steve, you're seeing the digital twin slide?
Yeah. Let me look and see.
Or Joe, you're there?
Yep. It looks good.
Okay. Awesome. So thank you, Steve. And so this essentially is a part of, the ability to enable digital twins, right? Kind of a digital copy of what's going on, what's being represented in real life. And of course, we have these different systems, whether it's your geospatial system, your ERP system, your EAM system, IWMS, whatever it may be. Essentially, what we want to be able to create is the ability to work more efficiently, as we've shown through different sets of applications. And this really comes in many different forms, whether it's a facility, outdoor, indoor. As you can see here, kind of a digital twin of SFO and kind of their airport outdoor assets. But really, it's all about the data, right? And talking about facility operations, almost 100% of the data goes unused in these different phases of a facility lifecycle. This makes it very difficult to enable proper solutions and to enable proper technology to feed those solutions. This really suggests a significant gap in leveraging data for these decision-making and optimization. It's actually so significant that for every $1 spent in construction, about $8 are spent in the operation and maintenance over the life cycle of the facility. So enabling technology to help optimize that and reduce that cost is of vital importance. And to me, this really indicates that the operational phase is substantially more expensive, right, than the construction phase, emphasizing the need for better operational planning and management. So there's different benefits of applying a system like Arora Atlas integrated with the GIS into your business process, where we can really help tap into that 95.5% of the unused data by integrating disparate data sources, including different construction details, geographic information, and then of course operational metrics. This integrated approach really leads to more informed decision-making throughout the project lifecycle, all the way from design, of course, to operation and maintenance. And then by incorporating GIS early on, we'll discuss this in a little more detail in the next minute or two, in the different phases, planning and design phases, we can use different analytics to forecast future maintenance needs and operational challenges that may come, potentially reducing long-term costs. And you all may know this as facility condition indexing or assessment, but essentially with Arora Atlas, leveraging IBM Maximo, then leveraging ArcGIS, we can assist in optimizing systems for easier maintenance, therefore reducing the operational costs. And you've probably seen some combination of this chart here, but essentially this is different opportunities in the data loss that we see at each stage, right? From planning and concept, design and detail, construction, operation, commissioning, and then the ongoing operations, whether it's different maintenance management systems. These need to be populated with accurate data. to be fully operational. Where data loss here can really lead to ineffective maintenance strategies and increased costs. But really the way I see it is everything in the green here, all this data loss, if we can get smart about that facility life cycle, we can take advantage of this to avoid this data loss. Really, this data continuity, figuring out what the data integrity is, providing a single source of truth for project data, this allows to maintain this continuity and integrity all the way through the project life cycle. Where we have integration, verification of different systems, different data. We can automate certain processes, really reducing the risk of human error. Really something that with the Arora Atlas stands out. That really the very little need for training, how intuitive it is. You can put it in the hands of technicians. Immediately they'll be able to start getting the hang of it. And so there's a lot of benefits that come through this. So this all just to say, be mindful of this data loss, and when you get to this end stage of your digital twin, the only way to do that is to make sure you have an organized process. And of course, there's many different ways, and digital twins can look and feel and be provided and delivered in many different ways, whether it's outdoor, inside, to different mechanical equipment. You know, you should have the ability to view your whole airport, click on any location, any asset, any work order, any space, and get specific information of that. And there's obviously different ways that airports are leveraging this digital twin technology. One way that we've integrated some digital twin technology into Arora's Atlas product is with SB's ArcGIS Indoors solution. Another form of a digital twin. We'll discuss this in here just a little bit. But essentially, ArcGIS Indoors, for those of you that are not familiar with it, is a system that supports different types of operations and mobility. Really, it does this by providing floor-aware information in different ways, whether it's 2D or 3D maps. And then these maps can be enabled with different capabilities like routing services. And it can be used for a lot of different things. Managing your indoor data, it has some out-of-the-box space management capabilities. You can provide some of that information to your occupants, whoever that may be, patients, passengers, the public. But then what we're going to focus on is this facility operations, and I'll show what it looks like. ArcGIS Indoors working with Arora's Atlas product in just a second. But really the possibilities of an indoor GIS and what it can be used for are limitless, right? Here we just have a few examples of different dashboards that are providing us information about our facilities. This is really helping manage our facilities in a more effective manner, whether if you want to see occupancy around your facilities through an indoor positioning system, whether you want to run that information through a real-time data server to do proximity analysis. If you want to track all your assets real-time or historic, where they've been, what the status of them is, you can most definitely do that, provide that information. Work order management tracking. You want to select a facility, see what work orders you have for that facility, different types of work orders, how long they've been open, time to resolution. All of this information can be organized where we can really find that needle in the haystack and really start providing better ways for facility managers, technicians, whoever it may be that needs that information, different ways to not only view but interact with that information. And this really manifested itself in providing these indoor capabilities all within a single pane of glass in one application through Arora Atlas. So Steve just showed some of the outside works, and of course, this same work order module that you see here with different work orders, all the assets. It not only applies for the outdoor, but also for the inside, where people spend about 90% of their time. And so the same way that you can click on a work order and it'll take you to that location on the outside, you can click on a work order, it'll take you to the exact location within the facility, and it'll take you to the different modules. And we've been included where you can, within Arora Atlas, click and hold to your current location, and it'll give you turn-by-turn directions to where you need to go. In this case, this work order to pick up different parts. So anyone that's not familiar with it, again, it's enabling them to work and be more efficient with what they're doing. As you can see there, we can go through the directions, turn right, turn left. We get some indications of the distance between those directions. And if, of course, we're enabled with an indoor positioning system, you'll be able to see that blue dot within the map. So we've learned quite a few things throughout this processes, and I don't see any questions here, but that's the next. Oh, I do see some questions. I just can't answer them. Let me get through this slide, and then we'll take a look at the questions, Steve and I. Some of the lessons learned, right? Data quality. Ensuring high quality, accurate data from the outset, like we've mentioned and like we've seen through that building life cycle, is crucial. Poor data can lead to poor decision making, and that in turn can lead to very costly mistakes. Integration with other systems is very important. We truly believe GIS must be integrated seamlessly for systems and operations and maintenance to be effective. Siloed data can undermine the benefits of these type of solutions. User training and adoption should be minimal because the solutions should be easy to use, right? The success of this implementation heavily depends on the end user's ability to use it effectively. So yes, we do have, of course, great training material, but we like to say that it's not needed because of how intuitive the application is. Of course, systems should be scalable and flexible. They should be able to accommodate the growth of different projects, like we've seen with Salt Lake City, and of course, flexible enough to adapt to the changing project requirements. There's some data management strategies we're more than happy to talk about. If you want to have a follow-up, time permitting, standardization of processes, also very important. Ensuring consistency and quality of data throughout the project, throughout the operations is crucial. In no order, because this may be one of the most important, is stakeholder engagement, right? Involve stakeholders early and often is a lesson we definitely learned and can't emphasize enough. Their input can and will provide insights that significantly enhance the functionality and, of course, the utility of the applications in the system. And then it's a continuous improvement, right? This should not be a static kind of implementation, done and forget. This should be something that's an ongoing process, ongoing assessment to ensure it consistently continues to meet project needs. So with that, we have 3 minutes left. And I do see some questions here. I just want to double check as well, Steve, that you can see them.
No. Could you read them, please? I don't see any questions.
Okay, so there's a few. Let's see. I'm trying to make it bigger because I can only see one right now. There's a few. One, does Atlas have the ability to mass assign a group of work orders to a technician?
To do a mass assign of work order, a group of work orders to technicians?
Work orders to a technician, yes, that's the question.
Yeah, right now the place we do the assignment is in that supervisor module that I described, and we currently have it configured such that you can do a single assignment of a work order to multiple technicians. So single work order to multiple technicians, not multiple work orders to a group of technicians. Next question.
Yeah, it's like very small for me. Joe, I don't know if you can get access to them. If not, what we'll do is we'll ask Joe to send it over to us. And if it's all right with whoever asked, we'll reach out to you individually and answer the questions. I guess it's also a good time to remind you that we do have a breakout session in a few hours. Joe, if you could please confirm the time of that. We'll be more than happy to have an open discussion with anyone that joins about this solution, any thoughts that you may have. And whatnot. But with that, we're at the bottom of the hour. So I want to thank everyone for joining. I hope you enjoy the rest of the virtual conference. It's been a pleasure sharing our experiences with you, and we hope to see you at the breakout room in a few hours. Joe, any last words from you?
Nope, nothing for me. Thanks, Marcus. Thanks, Steve.
Great.
Awesome.
Thanks,
Thank you
everybody.
so much.